Welcome, subscribers. Thank you to those of you that have subscribed, and to those of you who haven't yet, just please, if you want to follow our little community here and learn more about investing, we'd appreciate you doing that. And you'll know that, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor, but we're learning together and we're growing together. So hit that little like button and share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell, because then you'll know when we release a new video. So today we're talking about what is cryptocurrency, what is blockchain, and what is Bitcoin. By the way, these three questions are three of the most researched subjects right now on Google search engine. So you are not alone. And 6 months ago, I didn't even know what I was talking about. But I'm going to do my best here today to share with you. So what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a digital currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Blockchain is a global database online which can be accessed by everybody, but it's owned by nobody. Bitcoin is an electronic currency that stores the value like gold. This is Brad, and welcome to Brad's Bread and Butter channel. We're happy to have you with us again today. Now, I want you to understand that this is a very basic, simplistic explanation of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and Bitcoin. But anyway, let's get started. The blockchain is a chain of all transactions where absolutely every transaction is registered. Blockchain is the technology that facilitates the movement of digital coins from one individual to another. Every blockchain technology tries to solve a real problem, and in our case, the Bitcoin blockchain solves the money transfer from one entity to another. Let's say someone in France wants to transfer some money to his friend in China. This transfer is done through a third trusted party, like a bank or other service. Now, this third trusted party needs 3 days to complete that transaction, and they charge you a fee. That's why banks are so rich. The blockchain technology replaces this old system by reducing the time of the transaction from 3 days to instant, and reduces the big fees that they charge. They do that by completely eliminating the third trusted party. This third trusted party is a centralized institution who records all the transactions, and this opens a whole nother can of worms. Every country has their own currency. They can issue more money whenever they see fit, and that money can create inflation. To avoid inflation, each government has different tools to manipulate the events and interest rates and other stuff that it can do to keep the finance on path of what the government sees fit. The government can change from time to time, and therefore what was legal before can become illegal, and what was illegal can become legal. So here it's time to introduce some of the terms that we want to explain. Money, what we know, was introduced to replace the trading in gold. When paper money was introduced, they called it fiat currency. Fiat means by decree. So this piece of paper that is worth this much. So not because you can exchange it in any time for gold, but because I say so. So by decree, that's fiat. The fiat currency is exposed to inflation because we give power to print that money to a very small entity. Inflation is the arbitrary increase on fiat currency. Everybody fights every day to accumulate more dollars, more money, more fiat currency, but the reality is nobody really wants money. The reality is that we fight every day to accumulate more buying or purchasing power, because money is the symbol of property. The central bank keeps track of all its transactions that happen with money from the date when it is printed, but nobody can see it. We can't audit that transaction. They can raise taxation, or even if you don't agree or think it's unfair. The bank keeps this information centralized, and when it's needed, they can interfere to adjust some transactions or inflation or other variables which they have at their disposal. The blockchain is the complete opposite, especially of the bank, where decentralization is the database is held by computers all over the world, and nobody knows exactly where all the computers are. Anybody who wants to can be a node in that blockchain. Blockchain is a global database online which can be accessed by everybody, but is owned by nobody. The database that are recording all the transactions from the beginning of the cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a chain of all transactions that happen with that currency recorded digitally. And because this blockchain is decentralized, nobody can interfere to erase or adjust the transactions. As the name says, blockchain is a chain composed of multiple blocks. Each block has a unique signature called a hash. And if somebody wants to corrupt that chain and change the information in one block, you can't do it because every block is chained together with the same signature. And everybody will see that immediately when that information is recorded on the block, it's impossible for that information to be removed or altered in any way. Inside of the blocks are what forms the chains called blockchains. There are three things. Number one, the data to store all the transaction in case of a Bitcoin. Number two, the hash, which is a collection of characters, letters, and numbers to create a unique signature for each block. And number three, the hash of the block behind the last block to establish and record the order in which the blocks are created. When a transaction happens, that is automatically recorded, and when the block is full, it's automatically registered on the new block that was created. So the Bitcoin blockchain was created in 2008. The first block in this blockchain is the wallet of Satoshi Nakamoto. And since then, all the transactions are recorded on the blockchain. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin originally is electronic currency that because it was slow, between 3 to 5 transactions per second, the fee was high and Bitcoin had to split. They call this Bitcoin Cash, and that's when it was born. Bitcoin Cash, known as BCH, can process over 100 transactions per second with fees less than pennies per transaction. Because the fees are low, it's used for transaction and is known as cash. The original Bitcoin listed on exchanges as BTC because the transaction fees were higher than 1 penny and can be up to $10 to $25 or even $50 per transaction, depending on how busy the network is. It's known as store of value, like gold. Lots of people actually refer to Bitcoin as digital gold. The Bitcoin is the native coin of blockchain. This coin will facilitate all transactions on the blockchain, including compensating the people who become the nodes and put their computers on the blockchain. So Bitcoin is the native coin of blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain. When we talk about Bitcoin as a coin, it's written with a small b. When we talk about Bitcoin as a blockchain, it's written as a capital B. To understand then, Bitcoin is the native coin of Bitcoin blockchain. Ether is the native coin of Ethereum blockchain. eGold is the native coin of Elrond blockchain. Coins are the native currency of each blockchain. Some of the new projects that are coming use the infrastructure of some popular blockchains. These projects are then known as tokens. Token is when a new project is used, for example, the Ethereum blockchain, but they have their own token. Ethereum blockchains have their own coin called Ether, but there are a lot of other projects which come to use Ethereum blockchain infrastructure, and they keep their own token as their currency. So all the blockchains have their own native currency called coins. Smaller projects that don't have their own infrastructure and use someone else's blockchains are called tokens. So, just to recap, banks keep centralized records which can be manipulated. And by doing this manipulation, the banks and governments have massive power because whoever controls the money controls life. And they have power over us, but we can take this with blockchains which facilitate financial transactions between people and corporations. Transactions which cannot be controlled or restricted by the banks or governments. Now let me explain the big volatility of the crypto market. When people understand what I've just explained, what blockchain is and how crypto works, then people will realize that this cryptocurrency will most likely be the future. They try to move their money from fiat to crypto and buy cryptocurrency. When people want crypto, the demand for currency grows, and the price of crypto grows also. Bitcoin is called the store of value, like gold, because of its scarcity. Scarcity is when the demand outreaches the supply. Bitcoin being a limited supply, and the demand for Bitcoin grows all the time. Bitcoin being adopted in more and more avenues every day. When the government sees this movement from fiat currency to crypto, they begin to interfere and try to stop this movement, which makes them lose control and power. Here's an example. In August 2021, the Chinese government banned any crypto transactions. Last week, of course, crypto was in the red. The price was going down. It was a very good time to buy, and there were 3 reasons why the crypto market was going down. Number 1, a broker is an institution or a platform which facilitates transactions and performs services, in our case, financial transactions and services. Last week, the U.S. legislature changed the definition of a broker and said from now on, everybody who owns or trades crypto is considered to be a broker. Number 2, they said from now on, any crypto transaction over $10,000 must be reported to the IRS and be taxed accordingly. Number 3, the Security Exchange Commission in the U.S. again rejected the creation of Bitcoin's ETF. So as you can see, governments are trying very hard to restrict crypto adoption. Crypto is the symbol of your freedom and independence. Fiat currency is a symbol of our dependence, and if somebody else wants to control your finance and also control your life. To close this video on a positive note, I just want to say that last week, JP Morgan issued their target price for Bitcoin and Ethereum. They expect Bitcoin to reach 145,000 US dollars and Ethereum to reach 15,000 US dollars. So, to be in the loop with us here on crypto, like and share the video and subscribe. Use the link below to open your Wealthsimple account, the only zero-fee commission platform in Canada, and you can begin to trade stocks and crypto in that same platform. And when you use the link below, you'll receive your 2 free stocks. So when you register and trade at least $100, which is more than a 10% return instant on your $100. If you want to know anything else about crypto or about Bitcoin or blockchain, let us know in the comments below. We'll do our best to try and explain it to you. Because as this old guy has learned, you gotta learn even at your old age. So we'd be happy to share that with you. Looking forward to see you on the next video, and subscribe, 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 subscribe.